Hi, I'm Adam Trashy, welcome to the channel. So a question that jumped out at me over the last couple of episodes that have come out was around hard routine. Now, I have not seen very many milsim companies throw the hard routine word out there other than Combat Airsoft Group and Sterling Airsoft. Now, the Sterling Airsoft hard routine events are normally in the Valley, which is by far one of my favourite sites that I've ever played at. And Combat Airsoft Group actually threw out a hard routine event at Otterburn, and that is being self-sufficient and having everything on your back. So when we're talking about hard routine with Sterling, I've done a few of them, so they're the guys that I'm going to focus in on. I can't say what hard routine is going to mean for other companies, but if you are looking at hard routine with Sterling, it essentially means that everything that you are going to need for that entire weekend, which is normally from Friday night through to Sunday afternoon, you carry on your back. So that means that everything you're going to need, again, has got to go into a Bergen. So the Bergen that I use is this. It's a Miltech 65 litre Bergen, an absolute monster of a pack, with a nice big metal space frame in the back, loads of padding, lots of back support, and it's also got a nice big waistband on it as well. As you can see, really thick material that's on here with loads of webbing to get this nice and comfortable. Now, I have had that completely loaded up and on my back for an entire weekend. Moving around the valley is very, very steep. It can be very slippery. A lot of the time you're there, it's in 0 degrees to 5 degree sort of condition. When you're there at night, it can drop well below freezing. And I've been there a lot of the times when a lot of the water-covered areas have actually frozen and there's ice beginning to cover over some of the small lakes and rivers. So you can be there in very cold conditions. Obviously, moving around with everything you're going to need for the entire weekend on your back makes moving a lot slower. You also have to cover a lot of barbed wire fences and that sort of thing. Climbing them in a full plate carrier kit with your weapon, with one of those on your back, is no easy feat, and so a lot of people fall over and get things snagged and have trouble getting over those fences. So hard routine for me, and what I'm going to be talking about today, is having everything for that weekend on your back or on your person. That is having no regen, no fob, no car to go to. That is being completely self-sufficient with everything on your back. The hard routine side of things normally means that you are fobbing down. You're going to go to a certain location with that pack on. Now, you might get attacked during the way, which means you're going to have to get that off and firefight with it off from a standstill position. Potentially, you can be fighting on the run with this equipment on. So get your stuff nailed down, get yourself comfy. Even if you have to try it on at home in your full kit, just to make sure that you're nice and comfy, get all of your straps set correctly, make sure that it's putting weight, distributing weight across your shoulders comfortably. You've got that waistband set correctly so that everything fits nice and comfy, because if you are walking up steep gradients on long treks with all of that kit on your shoulders and it isn't quite right, or there's a strap that digs in or something over a long period of time, that's going to get incredibly sore, and you're probably not going to feel it during the event, but you might feel it afterwards. So just make sure that you get all of your kit dialed down. What the kit list would be for that hard routine, I'm not going to go into in this video, and that is purely because dependent on the environment, dependent on who's going to be putting this on and the type of things you're going to accomplish, where you are in the world, how long you're going to be out on the ground, all of those sort of parameters are going to give you a very, very different kit list. But what I'm going to be saying is, if you guys are looking at events and they are labelled as hard routine, a lot of the things to expect from that is you're going to have to be carrying everything on your back. You're going to have to be completely self-sufficient, so no stopping to charge of batteries or going back to the car. Everything that you're going to need is going to be on your person. Also, you're not going to have a big pelly case with you, for example, with all of your gear in. You're going to have to make sure that everything is in a backpack or a Bergen of some sort, and you can carry that with you at all times. So the hard routine element, the ones that I've done with Sterling, we headed up to we started off with the cars, obviously, with our Bergens and everything on. The two teams are divided. We're given the full safety brief by the Sterling members of staff. We then head out onto the ground. We walked and covered the majority of the base of the valley up to our first sleeping point. We got a camp set up during low light hours, so we were down to about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we really began to lose sunlight quick. We got our bashers up, we got all of our beds ready, we got everything kitted up. We then moved through the night up to about 8 o'clock into an OP position. We watched the enemy going in and out of a building using vehicles and stuff. We got a bit of a life cycle pattern for them. We then went and we had an assault on that building late at night. We were absolutely hammered. We fought and were defending our position position all the way back to our sleeping position. The enemy then backed off. They obviously knew where we were, so a few hours later they come back and attacked us at our sleeping position in the absolute dead of night, pitch black. We had to then pack all of our kit up, make sure that we'd left nothing behind. Doing that under low light, no light conditions is very difficult, so it's another skill to make sure that you have down. Wrapped everything up, got it into our bergens, and we fought ourselves back away from that current position, that actually uphill, which was an absolute nightmare and something very difficult to do, until the enemy backed off again, and then we bedded down for a few more hours, although I didn't get any sleep at all. Me and my friend Matt were kind of sat against a tree, wrapped in a basher, just trying to stay warm. It was a very, very, very cold night in the valley. So yeah, you can expect those type of interactions, so don't feel like once you've got your bed set up you're going to be there for the entire weekend. You may have to move it, and that is not a simple task. It obviously means packing everything back away into that bergen, getting all of your kit on, bumping to a new location, making sure it's safe, and bedding down again. So the hard routine stuff is a lot more tasking. We're not just talking about the mental side of this. Obviously a big side of this is your physical fitness. There will be a whole video on physical fitness coming soon. Obviously it's quite a controversial subject. Some guys are going to feel that you don't need to do any training. Some guys feel that it's absolutely essential to make sure that you are fit and healthy, and you can actually move all of this kit around quite freely. Again, you know, I'm going to sit and try and be correct as I can on this subject, but you know, when you are talking about moving with 8 litres of water in a rucksack, as well as everything else that you're going to need for the weekend, you do have to have some type of you know, core strength, physical strength, to be able to move around for the entire weekend with it. I will make sure that's all covered in the physical fitness video. Hopefully this has given you a good insight into what to expect from a hard routine event. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything like that, make sure you keep it in, put it in the comments box below. If you do want to check out some more videos on this Milsim series, you can click in the top right hand corner on the little white eye, and I'll have all the other videos linked in there. If you want to subscribe to the channel, do all sorts of things, got this Milsim guide coming. I've got loads of reviews on products, and loads of reviews of thermal, night vision, trousers, jackets, webbing, plate carriers, absolutely everything. Then you can subscribe by clicking in the bottom right hand corner of the video. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.